Hello fellow lovers of the liminal and the weird, and welcome to another video by Liminal Spaces. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a book haul, and this is a book haul from many different places, basically just what I've collected over the last month or so. I might have messed up and put two stacks together, one that's already been book hauled and one that hadn't been book hauled, so a couple of these could be repeats. I don't know, I doubt it. I don't think there are going to be repeats, but if there's one repeater in here, just let me know. I got something called The Long Loud Silence, Wilson Tucker's greatest novel. Two worlds face one another across the Mississippi, the living West and the dead East. And apparently this is a post-apocalyptic novel, and it looks really interesting. My copy has one heck of a bend in it. But that's not too bad. I mean, it's just a well-read copy. But I do like post-apocalyptic novels. I really do. This is a Lancer book, and it doesn't tell us who did the awesome cover on that one. I got something called Caution Inflammable. And this is by Thomas N. Scortia, with an introduction by Theodore Sturgeon. Visions of fantasy, horror, and dark speculations of the future, a world of staggering possibilities, by the co-author of The Glass Inferno. I have no idea what this is, but it just looks great. So a writer I've never heard of. If you've heard of them, please let me know if they're good writers or what's going on. But yeah, I just had to. I cannot tell who did that awesome cover. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. It looks interesting. So I was at my local bookstore and I saw an incredible DAW with a crazy cover that I had to pick up. I grabbed it. Theodore Sturgeon. That's a well-known author that I gotta read. So I grabbed it and I got it home and was super surprised to find that this is not a DAW. This is published by Jove Science Fiction. And I'm like, did they purposely rip off the DAW style? Look at that yellow. I mean, I could put that right up there and it would fit perfectly on that shelf. It's the most DAW-looking book I've ever seen that isn't DAW. It really blew my mind. I still love it. That picture on the front cover is wild, and it is by, oh wow, it's dedicated to Louis Feinberg and his lovely Anne, in gratitude for his friendship and trust. I didn't know Theodore Sturgeon was connected to Feinberg. That's cool. They're not going to tell us who did this wild cover, which is too bad, because it's super good. Anyway, this is the first not DAW that I grabbed thinking it was a DAW. They tricked me. I did get some actual DAWs. The first two are in really bad condition, but I grab them if I don't have them, just so that they can be fillers until I do get them. I got Andre Norton's Merlin's Mirror. Andre Norton. What is the best Andre Norton to read? I've discussed this with other booktubers. Andre Norton is the one writer that I find is like the Dean Koontz of fantasy. Like every thrift store you go to, if they have sci-fi, they're going to have a shelf full of Andre Norton. But I do feel that I need to read one Andre Norton. Which one should it be? What would the Andre Norton be? Oh, let's see who does the cover on this one, because it's a cool cover. Jack Gone. I'm now pronouncing his name correctly. I got an A. Bertram Chandler, The Far Traveler. This is Dawn number 327. Cool cover. Really cool cover. And that cover is by... And I feel like I've heard Bertram Chandler's name mentioned a lot. Cover art by Dawn Maitz. M-A-I-T-Z. Never heard of that cover artist. Interesting. And then I got one that was in the first 100, which I might not need. I should make a list of these. If I was smart, I'd make a list of these. This is Time Story by Stuart Gordon. It's Dawn number 47. And the spine looks white. It's so faded. That's the same with all of these. That's the fear with DAW books, is that their spines will be faded, especially out here in the desert. We have some strong sun out here. Oh, this is not a first printing. This is a 10th printing. So this could have a different cover. It's really weird as a DAW collector because you got to ask yourself, like, am I going to collect all the DAWs for their cover art? And if that's the case, do I collect the later editions of the same books because they changed the cover art? I think one of the Philip K. Dick novels has 3 different covers from DAW. So this might not be the first edition cover art, but this cover art is by Josh Kirby, one we've heard of a lot. I also got myself a Marion Zimmerly Bradley and John Rackham Ace Double. The Anything Tree by John Rackham and The Winds of Darkover by Marion Zimmer Bradley. I'm a collector at heart, so every time I see an Ace Double, I grab it. I got a book called Space for Hire, and it's by William F. Nolan. And William F. Nolan wrote the novel Logan's Run. And I don't know if the novel came first on that one or the movie came first, but either way, I haven't ever read any William F. Nolan, and this cover looks really incredible. So Space for Hire, this has never been published. It's a Lancer book, so I'm going to have to check it out. And then I found another Nolan, William F. Nolan's Impact 20, Excursions into the Extraordinary. Has anybody read any Nolan? Is it worth it? Let me know. 10,000 Light Years from Home by James Tiptree Jr., another writer I really want to read from that I've heard great things about. This is thick. It's a thick book. Short story collections, I believe. Yep. All short stories, I think. Yeah. I'm still looking for The Only Neat Thing to Do, I think it's called. Virgil made this video about this one James Tiptree Jr. story that blew up in Japan, and the video is so good. I want to read that story. Ooh, this one I was super excited about. I've bought a lot of Yarbro's horror work, but I found this science fiction short story book by Yarbro called Cautionary Tales. Science fiction with fangs and claws. A rich book. No story like any other. That was a quote from James Tiptree Jr., the book we were just looking at. Really good condition on this. Never seen any Yarbro's science fiction, so I'm super excited to check that out. Cool cover on that one, too. Oh, I finally got a copy of A Fire Upon the Deep by Vernor Vinge. It seems completely unread. I mean, just every aspect of it is in perfect condition. I don't think anybody's ever cracked this thing. This is weird because I bought it because I've heard so much about it, but I don't know if it's the type of stuff I look for. I think this is like heavy space opera, which isn't really my jam. I like the more weird stuff. Should I read A Fire Upon the Deep by Vernor Vinge? Let me know in the comments. I also got an anthology called Dog Tales. This is the one that I feel like, have I talked about this on this channel before? I don't know. Anyway, as I read all these books for this channel, I notice that things start to come into my brain like kind of an anthology way of thinking about things, where I would love to publish anthologies, and one of my ideas was anthologies of science fiction dog tales, and it's already been done. And of course, I would put some of City from Clifford Simak in there. I would put a section of Roger Zelazny's Dream Master, where Sigmund, the seeing eye dog, steals her car and drives out to the wilderness in order to reconnect with his canine roots. And I would also put A Boy and His Dog by Harlan Ellison in there, and I think two of those choices are in this anthology. Damon Knight, Auto da Fe, I don't know that. Philip K. Dick, Rogue, that's a great choice. That's one I would also put in there. That's a wonderful choice. Gerald J. Mundis, Do It for Mama. Kate Wilhelm, The Hounds. I love Kate Wilhelm. Fritz Leiber, The Howling Tower. Another writer I love. And then a bunch of these I haven't heard of. M. Sergeant McKay, Demon Lover. John Christopher, A Few Kindred Spirits. Michael Bishop, Dogs' Lives. I think Ira likes Bishop. Fletcher Pratt and Elsbrog de Camp. Here, Putsy. Clifford D. Simak, Desertion. Yeah. Damien Broderick, I Lost My Love to the Space Shuttle Columbia, Algis Burtis, The Master of the Hounds, Bruce Boston, One Trick Dog, Jonathan Carroll, Friend's Best Man, Pat Murphy, Wishhound, and of course, Harlan Ellison, A Boy and His Dog. I would love to make anthologies like this. Such a great idea. And last but not least, I got a package from Virgil from Literally Books in the mail, and he sent me two incredibly interesting books. First, he sent me James Morrow, The Continent of Lies. Now, I'm not gonna lie. For me, this is the kind of thing that I would pass up in a thrift store. It looks like, it's always weird to admit your biases publicly. It looks like the type of fantasy that I'm not interested in. But Virgil was like, hey, read this first page. In the future, dreams will grow on trees. Quinjin is a dream critic, a reviewer of dream beans, the future's most popular form of entertainment. Enter a dream bean parlor and leave reality behind for a vivid, dramatic hallucination in which you are the star. Romantic fantasies, wild adventures, thought-provoking explorations, all things are possible in the world of the dream bean. But one tree bears bad fruit. The Vorka massacre was only the first incident in which hundreds of unsuspecting dreamers received a horrifying nightmare instead, one frightening enough to drive them all mad. Almost against his will, Quinjin agrees to search out the madness behind the Vorka massacre, because whoever created the nightmare is threatening to strike again. Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. Dream beans. I'd like a whole package. Yeah, this is crazy dream... Not dream machine, but hallucinatory dream fantasy stuff. So I'm excited about that. And last but not least, he sent me the fifth head of Cerberus, which was incredibly nice of him. This is a hard book to find. It's by Gene Wolfe, and apparently it is the same universe that Book of the New Sun takes place in. And I think it takes place earlier than the story that is told in Book of the New Sun. I've been very much interested in it. I've wanted a slightly older copy, and he had two and sent me one of these. Really cool copy. Ace paperback copy. I'm just really glad to have this and that I'll be able to read it in the future. Virgil from Literally Books, thank you so much for the package. Absolutely wonderful. And that is it. Those are the books that I have received over the last 4 weeks. Lots of good and interesting stuff here to look at. If you've read any of this, let me know in the comments what you think. If there's any of it that you think I'd especially like, do let me know in the comments as well. Like, comment, and if you'd like to help the channel more, go over and look at our Patreon. All right, thank you so much for watching.